morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Mayor's Spotlight. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with our tax assessor, Stuart Topliff, because one of the things that's always on top of folks' minds is revaluation. And as you know, Rocky Hill is in the process of a reval this year, and we want to get a little bit of information, and I have some of the most frequently asked questions in my hand, and so we'll get an opportunity to speak with Stuart today and get some answers for you. So, good morning.
Morning, Mayor Murata.
And thank you for taking time, because I know you are super busy, especially this time of year. But we just wanted to get some basic information, and I guess start off with, what is revaluation?
Revaluation is when we, the assessor's office, revaluate or revalue the whole town for real estate property.
Okay.
Real property.
And why does the town do that?
The reason why the town does this is because it's state mandated under Connecticut General Statute 1262. It says we have to do a revaluation every 5 years with a physical inspection every 10.
Okay. And so presumably this is our 5th year?
Our previous revaluation was October 1st of 2018. So this is our 5th year of the 5-year cycle. Okay.
And one of the things folks want to know is, does this reval impact this year's tax bill?
The revaluation for October 1st of 2023 will not impact their taxes for this year of 2023.
Okay.
It'll be reflected in their assessment of 2024.
Okay. And what exactly gets assessed? Which property gets assessed?
All real property gets reevaluated in a revaluation, whether it's a condominium or a house or commercial property, and even the exempt properties get revalued.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit what the process is?
With the process, the year or two prior to revaluation, we gather all the sales, so we're even taking the sales that are occurring currently. And then we analyze them. We make sure that they're valid sales, meaning that they were sales that were between a willing buyer, willing seller, openly negotiated with no undue pressure on either side. And then they come to an agreement, and then they close the transaction with a sale.
Okay.
And we make sure that they're valid, and then we put them into our analysis, and we use those sales to come up with a reasonable expectation of market value as of October 1st.
Okay. And so once you go through that process, what happens?
Once we come up with the values and we review them, somewhere probably late November, early December time frame, we'll be sending out notices to all the real property owners of what their new assessment is. Okay. And
here's a popular question. How do you anticipate the current market will impact assessments for homeowners or revals for homeowners?
Currently, the market is trending between 20 and 30% increase from 5 years ago, but it is very type of property specific, and in some cases neighborhood specific. So one of the important things about why we do revaluation is because certain parts of town change in value differently than other parts of town. So we're going to see parts of town change less than that, and we're going to see other parts of town change more than that 20% average. And if you look at you can see where those changes are happening. And if you come and look at our office, we track the sales. We show the sales in our office of what's happening. But each part of town changes a little bit different than others, and it's all based on demand and desirability.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And so will this impact the mill rate for next year, do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every revaluation will impact the mill rate. if people remember, in 2013, values went down, so the mill rate went up. But in 2018 and 2008, values went up and the rate went down. So I would imagine that, provided that current market conditions hold, I can't, if I had my crystal ball, I'd be able to tell you what the values are in October. But if the current values stay the way the trend is, we'll probably see somewhere around a 20% adjustment in values, and then therefore, correspondingly, if spending stays the same, the rate would come down correspondingly.
Okay. And there are other towns and municipalities who have currently finished their assessments and their revals, and given where the market is, I think that's kind of what we're seeing happening in those municipalities.
I'll use Berlin as an example. The average was increase in value was right around between 19 and 20%. So if your value changed right around that, your taxes stayed relatively the same.
Okay.
Because the rate came down accordingly.
And so what should residents and businesses expect moving forward this year? Are there inspections this year?
We are out there doing inspections, so hopefully you'll see us. If you're within the time frame that we need to go visit your property, we'll be out there. Myself, or one of my staff members, Brendan or Stephanie, will be out to visit, so we can complete that requirement of the 10-year inspection. And then from there, we'll be sending out notices. It'll be here before we know it.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, just when you get your notices, please don't apply the current mill rate.
Okay.
Because you'll do the math, and it'll be an astronomical number.
Okay.
And it will not reflect what the tax bill is actually going to be in next July. So please don't do that. That's one of the most important things is don't apply the current mill rate to that assessment notice that we send out in November or December.
Okay, and that's probably something we should consider adding to our website too, because I know you have your own web page that explains revals and explains mill rates and everything, so maybe that's something we can put up so folks remember.
I know in 2018, when we put the values out on the website, we put a little disclaimer there that says do not apply this mill rate to your, because it will not indicate a true, accurate depiction of what your tax bill is going to be.
Okay, perfect. Well, we thank you so much. Appreciate it. Lots of good information. And thank you, everyone, for watching, and take care.